As you can see here, there is a formula assigned to a specific building material. Now, on the first row here, the first formula is if we will go alongside, on the right of it, you see that there's kind of a door, there's a word door, meaning that this formula applies for the door, and if it's not the door, and highly the window. And the next one, you can see that we're talking about core height, diameter. This might be assigned, to a column or a beam or any types of steel profile element. We're having a composite structure here. So and if you go a little bit down, you see that it's even assigned to complex profile. So these different sequences, they have assigned them for specific building materials. So not to all of them, but they can, in one way or another, play a role that is gonna remain crucial, to your design, development. So that's the formula. This is the different sequences, formulas attached to the info text tag. Let's just try to open the first one. Let's open the first one and see. You can see here, this is the formula that I've used, for this sequence. That the formulas is right here, the sequence is written here. So for something like this, when I do something like this, I'm able to have the results that I've shown you here. This result and this one, basically, based on what I need, based on what are my requirement, for my project. So what do I want to see? I can even remove the home story here and put something else. Let's say for instance, the door, frame material, or let's say for instance, the door top, is it a glass? No, is it a wooden leaf? No, yeah. So it's up to me. So that's it. Let me just click OK here. Let's click OK. That's how you are able, using properties to create an ideal label, for your building element. So that's how I do it. Taking advantage of the property manager. So for today, let's go straight to what I was planning to show you. So what I'm doing, I'm just gonna scroll down here till I found. Let me find. Let's say occupancy, because last time we spoke about the window rate schedule. Today I'm gonna just scratch a little bit on occupancy schedule here. As soon as I double click on it, ArchiCAD will load up the occupancy schedule. As you can see here in this occupancy schedule, by occupancy, what do I mean? The occupancy might be people living in that building, might be let's say you can use it mostly, it's based on people, let's say people. Okay, yeah. What I'm talking about mostly, I'm referring to projects that I was involved in. You can use it for other things. It's up to you. Mostly, I use it for people and probably animals. Yeah. For object, there is a schedule specific to that. Yeah. Okay. As you can see here in this zone occupancy schedule, we're having different fields. As you can see here, we have element ID, quantity, zone name, zone number, classification. So this is our space now on the field, ArchiCAD classification v2.0. So in this going forward, we're having calculated area, we're having area per person, government required occupants. We have the calculated maximum capacity of ArchiCAD, through different data that were assigned, to this schedule, or different properties that were combined in order to get this schedule ready the way you seeing it. And finally, we are having the inference. So you can see here, this room 7. Let me scroll a bit on the right here for us to have a little bit of a glance. The zone number says 76622222. So The thing is, now this room space, let's say the bedroom space, the zone name is 7. In this room space, you can see that the area of it is 11.03 square meter, and the room 6 is 13.74 square meter. And as you go along, there are different square meters based on the spread of your zone on your floor plan. Based on how much space your zone occupied on your floor plan, how big is your room, how big is your space. These are the square meters of my spaces in in this project, specifically on this guest house. So if we go a little bit further, we have the area per person. This is the area that is occupied by a person, by, let's say, an individual. In my case, arbitrarily assigned a 2 square meter per person. And according to the government requirement for a bedroom space has to contain a maximum of 3 people, according to the government. According to the government, it has to contain I would say a minimum. Yes, I would say a minimum of 3 people, not a maximum, because we're having a maximum here calculated by ArchiCAD, meaning that this is a minimum given by the government based on this surface area. And then if you go further, now we're having the calculation that were set by ArchiCAD. The result of it were that for this bedroom, the bedroom 7 space, ArchiCAD has found that this bedroom, based on this area per person, which is of 2 square meter, this room is able to contain 5 individuals. For the next one, you see that the next one is a little bit bigger compared to the first one. This one is able to accommodate 6. And for the bathroom space, only 1, but the government says at least 2. ArchiCAD came with 1. And if you go down, you see that they differ from each other. And if you go to the last field, which is, does occupancy meet regulation? So we're talking about the regulations. So my regulation says that each and every time my calculate the maximum capacity is greater or equal to my government required occupancy, please, this means that it has met the regulations, because this is the minimum for the government, this is the maximum. If the calculated maximum capacity falls under 3, meaning that it doesn't meet the regulations. It's based on the formula that I created. I will show you the formula when I'll be talking about formulas. From now on, let's take on the schedule. So if I go on the second one, you see that we are having 6 greater and equal to 3. The 6 is the calculated maximum capacity, and the 3 is the government required occupants. So we see that on the bathroom, for the calculated, we found only 1. Only 1 person will fit in a surface area of 2 square meter, for a special room called bathroom. But according to the government says at least 2. That's why you see that our inference says does not meet the regulations. Because of that, because of the regulations. The regulation result is dependent on the calculated maximum capacity. So if the calculated maximum capacity is greater than the government require occupants, mean that it's gonna meet. If it's lesser than the government, it doesn't meet the regulations. If you go along, you pause the video, try to look around, you see that what I'm talking is different to what it's being displayed right now. And if you go to the small store space, you see that the surface area of this small store, it's even smaller compared to the surface area occupied by 1 person. Automatically ArchiCAD cannot come up with a good calculation, because how come the surface occupied by one person is greater than the room surface? So automatically ArchiCAD says it's 0. I consider it as 0 because it doesn't apply according to the expression that contain the ideal formula, to this request. So automatically it says does not meet the regulations. So this is it. This is how I use ArchiCAD to know how much people can fit in a specific space or a specific room. You can even use it for a parking. Let's say you're having a parking, you want to know how many cars can fit that parking, or you want to know you having, let's say, a bar or a nightclub. You wanna estimate how many people can fit in that nightclub. If the wandering area it's of 3 square meter or 2.5 square meter, this is the way you can implement it. So for this, let's take a simple example. Let's come to area per person here. In this case, it says is 2 square meters. Okay, let's go to options here. We're gonna go to property manager. Then we're gonna look for the property called area per person. It has to be, because we are dealing with occupancy here, it has to be on the occupancy group. Look for occupancy. Here is occupancy. You will see that there is a property called area per person, and the type of property, it's a area. True, it's not a text for which stands for a string or a number. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on this row here. I'm going to go on the right side because it's a value, it's not an expression or neither undefined, to mean that I can change it anytime. I will say make it 1 square meter. So once I click 1 square meter there, then I click on OK. So as I do that, our schedule will completely change. It will be completely a new thing. So as I change the area per person, see that I put 1 square meter here, automatically they calculate the maximum capacity increased. Instead of here having 5, we're having now 11. Instead of here having 6, we're having 13. So which means that for a 1 square meter in a surface area of 11.03, after ArchiCAD calculations, we have found that there is the bedroom space can fit 11 people. The 07 bedroom space can fit 11 people. The 06 bedroom space can fit 13 people, and our bathroom space can fit 3 people. And now if you go to the conclusion, you see that most of the row now are marked meets regulations, beside the last one, which is completely 0 due to the calculated area, which is smaller to the area per person. If I keep decreasing this, all of them will become valid. That's why. So this is how I take advantage of ArchiCAD. This is how I found the number of people in a room, or the number of people in a specific area, or let's say if I'm working on a farm, I can find out how many cows or horses will fit in a specific barn. So I can find how many of pigs a specific pig tree can contain. So this is how I do it. So the next step, you see that it says here zone object schedule. I even created a schedule for object. Probably if you are working in an office building, you wanna know in a working environment, let's say for instance of 20 square meter, how many office desks can fit in that space. This is the schedule that I mostly utilize to find the number of objects in a specific space, especially if those objects form a pattern. So this is how I'm able to number them. So in this case, because in this case the area per object is 2.5 square meter. So for the bedroom, for the bedroom 7, the number 07, with an object of surface area 2.5 square meter, based on the number of objects needed, which is the 3. ArchiCAD has found that this surface area can contain 4 objects maximum of this surface area, which is 2.5 square meter. And if you go further, you see that some of them are abiding to the rules, some do not abide to it, some are even undefined because I didn't assign the area per object to that object. That's why it marks here undefined, because I didn't define anything. So this is it. You can find the model here. There's a lot you can add here. Not all what I've done here, you can even do better than this, I believe. So there are a lot of schedules here, so we're gonna go through them one after another. Next time in the upcoming episode, I think we will talk about the ambient light schedule. I'll take it through the ambient light schedule and the room size schedule. I will be talking about this now, the amount of light that enters in the room, and how big is your room size based on the government, or let's say a national standard. So next time I'm gonna cover these 2 topics for the schedule, for the material schedule, and as well I think I'm gonna add something else to make it look a little bit spicy. So for today we're gonna stop here. I don't want this video to be wide enough and a little bit longer, so we're gonna cut it out here. I'm so pleased to have you. I will continue to post videos for you to be able to use them for your job, for your school project, and for a variety of things. I wish you a fantastic day. Be safe out there. Till we meet again next time. Cheers, guys.